Ever wondered what red flags might indicate someone's a narcissist? Narcissism, as a term, often gets tossed around rather loosely, typically referring to vanity and self-absorption. But at its core, it's a complex set of traits and behaviors, rooted in a person's psyche. It's a personality disorder characterized by an inflated sense of self-importance, a deep need for excessive attention and admiration, coupled with a lack of empathy for others. Behind this mask of ultra-confidence lies a fragile self-esteem, vulnerable to the slightest criticism. Recognizing the red flags of narcissism isn't just about labeling someone, it's about understanding the dynamics at play. It's about navigating relationships more effectively and protecting oneself from emotional harm. It's about fostering empathy, even for those who struggle to reciprocate it. So, buckle up and prepare for an enlightening journey into the mind of a narcissist. Stay tuned as we delve into the 50 red flags of narcissism. Let's kick off with the first 10 red flags. The first red flag is an exaggerated sense of self-importance. Narcissists often consider themselves superior to others, with a firm belief that they are unique and special. This leads us to our second red flag, a preoccupation with fantasies of unlimited success, power, brilliance, beauty, or ideal love. Thirdly, narcissists believe in their own unique, special qualities, often feeling that they are the only ones capable of understanding their complexity. This self-perception requires excessive admiration from others, which is the fourth red flag. They constantly seek validation to maintain their inflated self-image. The fifth red flag is a sense of entitlement. Narcissists believe they deserve special treatment, leading to unrealistic expectations from others. Sixthly, they often exploit others for personal gain without any remorse, viewing others as tools to achieve their goals rather than as individuals with their own feelings and needs. This brings us to our seventh red flag, a lack of empathy. Narcissists struggle to identify and understand the emotions of others, often dismissing them as irrelevant or trivial. The eighth red flag is often being envious of others or believing others are envious of them. Narcissists perceive others as competition and often feel threatened by their success. The ninth red flag is displaying arrogant behaviors or attitudes. They often belittle others to maintain their self-esteem and demonstrate their superiority. Finally, the 10th red flag is the belief that they are special and should only associate with high-status individuals. Narcissists often name-drop or brag about their connections, seeking to elevate their own status by association. These are the first 10 red flags, but there's still plenty more to uncover. Moving on, let's explore the next 10 red flags. At 11, we have a history of troubled relationships. The narcissist often has a trail of broken friendships and romantic partnerships, often due to their inability to consider others' needs and feelings. Number 12, taking advantage of others to achieve their own goals. This is a common trait among narcissists, who often use people as stepping stones, without any remorse or consideration for the impact on those they exploit. The 13th red flag is lying and distorting the truth. Narcissists are often habitual liars, creating their own version of reality to uphold their grandiose self-image. 14. The charm offensive. Narcissists can be incredibly charming, especially in initial interactions. They use this charisma to draw people in, making it easier to manipulate them later. 15. Projecting a false image to the world. The narcissist is an expert at wearing masks. They present a carefully curated image to the world, often vastly different from their true selves. At 16, we have an obsession with appearance and image. Narcissists are notoriously image-conscious, preoccupied with maintaining a perfect facade, regardless of the reality underneath. The 17th red flag is quick to anger when criticized. Narcissists have a fragile ego and are hypersensitive to criticism, often reacting with rage or contempt. 18. Belittling or demeaning others. The narcissist often puts others down to elevate themselves, using mockery or criticism to assert their perceived superiority. 19. The struggle with healthy relationships. Narcissists often have difficulty maintaining stable, satisfying relationships due to their lack of empathy and constant need for admiration. And finally, at 20, we have an inability to handle criticism or setbacks. Narcissists often react defensively to any perceived slight or failure, unable to accept that they are not perfect. That's already 20 red flags, but we're not done yet. Let's continue with the next set of 10 red flags. A narcissist tends to be controlling in relationships. They may decide where you go, what you do, and even what you wear, all in an attempt to maintain a sense of power. Frequently interrupting others and not listening well is another red flag. The narcissist's need for attention often outweighs their respect for others' input. Next, they often expect special treatment from others. They may believe that they are entitled to privileges and considerations that others aren't, simply because they consider themselves superior. Narcissists often disregard personal boundaries, showing little respect for the autonomy and privacy of others. They may invade your personal space, read your messages, or make decisions on your behalf without your consent. Emotional manipulation is a common tool used by narcissists to get their way. They may use guilt, charm, or victimhood to influence your decisions and actions. A history of volatile or tumultuous relationships is a common theme in the lives of most narcissists. Their lack of empathy and disregard for others often results in unstable and short-lived relationships. Next is being overly sensitive to criticism. Even the slightest criticism can trigger a narcissist into a defensive rage, as they struggle to accept that they may not be perfect. A narcissist often reacts with rage or contempt. They are quick to anger and may belittle or demean those who challenge them or do not meet their high standards. Being overly competitive is yet another red flag. For narcissists, everything is a competition that they must win to affirm their sense of superiority. Lastly, narcissists display a sense of entitlement in various situations. They may act as if rules and norms don't apply to them, demanding special treatment or exceptions. We're making progress with 30 red flags down and 20 more to go. Ready for the next batch? Here are red flags 31 to 40. Number 31. An unmistakable trait is their tendency to be controlling in relationships. They dictate the terms, set the rules, and expect others to follow without question. Moving on to 32. They often interrupt others and don't listen well. They're more interested in hearing their own voice than anyone else's. Number 33. These individuals expect special treatment from others. They believe they're entitled to it because in their eyes they're superior. Red flag 34. They don't respect personal boundaries. They'll invade your personal space, disregard your privacy, and push limits to satisfy their needs. Coming to 35. They use emotional manipulation to get their way. They know just how to pull at your heartstrings or push your buttons to make you cave in. At 36, they have a history of volatile or tumultuous relationships. Their inability to maintain healthy relationships is a significant sign. Now, 37. They're overly sensitive to criticism. Any critique, no matter how constructive, is met with defensiveness or even anger. Number 38. They often react with rage or contempt. This disproportionate reaction to minor slights is a clear warning sign of their inflated ego. Red flag 39. They're overly competitive. They view every interaction as a win-lose situation and they always want to be on top. And finally, number 40. They act entitled in various situations. Whether it's expecting preferential treatment or disregarding the feelings of others, their sense of entitlement knows no bounds. We're closing in on the full list, with just 10 more red flags to discuss. We've come to the final 10 red flags of narcissism. Firstly, a narcissist seeks constant admiration and praise. They're like a sponge, soaking up all the compliments and basking in the glow of everyone's admiration. Without it, they feel empty and insignificant. Secondly, they have no qualms about taking advantage of others without remorse. They use people like tools to achieve their own ends with no regrets about the damage they might cause. Thirdly, they employ guilt as a manipulative tactic. They're experts at playing the victim and making others feel guilty for not meeting their unrealistic expectations. Fourthly, narcissists frequently engage in one-upmanship. They have to be the best, the brightest, and the most successful, even if it means diminishing others in the process. Fifthly, they're dismissive of others' feelings or opinions. They view themselves as the ultimate authority, disregarding anyone who dares to disagree. Sixthly, narcissists have a pattern of breaking promises or commitments. They'll make grand promises but rarely follow through, leaving a trail of disappointment and frustration in their wake. Seventh, they tend to be overly critical of others. They have a knack for finding faults and flaws, often using them as ammunition to belittle and demean. Eighth, they often play the victim in various situations, twisting reality to suit their narrative and gain sympathy. Ninth, they demonstrate a lack of genuine concern for others. They're self-absorbed, caring little for the feelings or well-being of those around them. Finally, remember that narcissists are often volatile and unpredictable. Their moods can swing wildly, leaving those around them walking on eggshells. And there you have it, 50 red flags that may indicate someone's a narcissist. Having covered all 50 red flags, let's do a quick recap. We journeyed through the labyrinth of narcissistic traits from the subtle to the more overt, all crucial in recognizing a narcissist. We started with the apparent signs such as excessive self-importance, a preoccupation with fantasies of unlimited success, and a belief in their own unique special qualities. The narcissist's world is often consumed by their need for excessive admiration and their sense of entitlement. We then delved deeper into the more covert signs. These included exploiting others for personal gain, a lack of empathy, and frequently displaying arrogant behaviors. Narcissists often struggle with the idea that others might be envious of them, further reinforcing their inflated self-perception. We also discussed how narcissists dominate conversations, manipulate others to get what they want, and have a history of troubled relationships. These individuals frequently lie and distort the truth, projecting a false image to the world. The journey continued as we explored the narcissist's preoccupation with appearance and image, their quick anger when criticized, and their tendency to belittle or demean others. These individuals struggle with maintaining healthy relationships, cannot handle criticism or setbacks, and often take credit for the achievements of others. Finally, we touched on the narcissist's grandiose sense of self-importance, their lack of accountability, and their constant need for admiration and praise. These individuals frequently engage in one-upmanship, are dismissive of others' feelings, and often play the victim. Understanding these red flags is vital for recognizing narcissism and taking appropriate action. Whether in the workplace, in friendships, or in romantic relationships, these signs can be a crucial first step in dealing with and addressing narcissistic behavior. Thank you for joining us today. Remember, understanding these red flags can be a crucial step in dealing with narcissism. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more informative content.